That $12 tire shine you keep rebuying wasn't built to last. It dies after one drive, slings brown onto your paint, and within a week, the sidewall looks worse than before. That's the design. Inside a nearly $12 billion car care industry, one product costs about $1, handles 3 other jobs, and pros have quietly used it for over a century. So why has no one told you about it? Step into any auto parts retail aisle, and the wheel and tire care section immediately funnels you toward premium spray bottles priced between $12 and $15. The instructions on the back subtly establish the trap, advising weekly applications or touch-ups after every single wash. For the average driver, this endless loop of spraying, fading, and reapplying quietly drains over $100 a year. This constant consumption feeds a massive corporate engine. The global car care market is valued at $11.74 billion in 2025, and it is projected to balloon to $17.55 billion by 2035. This growth relies heavily on high-turnover products that deliver temporary, superficial results. You apply the chemical, watch it degrade after a single rain, and return to the store to buy more. That's the design. Yet, a single, unnamed household liquid, costing roughly $1, has spent a century quietly restoring a richer, safer finish without ever needing a marketing campaign. Safety data sheets for these $12 sprays reveal a harsh chemical makeup hidden beneath the marketing promises. The formulas rely on polydimethylsilicone, a heavy silicone polymer suspended in highly volatile solvents like isoparaffinic petroleum distillates, naphtha, or acetone. When sprayed, these aggressive solvents strip away the rubber's natural plasticizers, the essential internal oils built into the tire to preserve structural flexibility. As these protective compounds leach out, the rubber matrix begins to dry, harden, and microcrack over repeated cycles of heat and highway driving. The silicone left behind cannot bind to the rubber. It merely sits on top as a temporary, greasy cosmetic film. This superficial coating easily slings off under centrifugal force, splattering a sticky white chemical residue onto adjacent paintwork while leaving the tire unprotected. It functions exactly like cheap dashboard spray, forcing you into a constant loop of reapplication to hide the very fading and cracking the chemicals help accelerate. The product sells you the cure for a problem it helps make. That dull brown layer coating a tire's sidewall is a sign of the rubber working exactly as designed. Tire manufacturers blend in specialized waxes and a protective anti-ozonant called 6-PPD. As a tire flexes and heats up during daily driving, these internal compounds migrate outward. According to polymer chemist Dr. Robert Beasley, this migration is called blooming. Once the 6-PPD reaches the exterior, it reacts with atmospheric ozone to form a brown, oxidized barrier called 6-PPDQ. This brown film is an essential defense against structural degradation, not ordinary road grime. A standard commercial spray merely seals this active chemistry under a heavy, artificial coat. The silicone cannot penetrate or bond. It simply sits on top, resolving nothing underneath. The solution to this chemical gridlock is a simple, water-soluble organic compound, vegetable glycerin. It costs about $1 a bottle, and it requires a simple 1-to-1 dilution with distilled water. Unlike silicone, glycerin is a natural humectant. It does not lay down a volatile, greasy film to mimic a temporary shine. Instead, it forms hydrogen bonds with the polar groups in the rubber, drawing moisture from the surrounding air directly into the tire's pores. It restores a dark, near-black satin finish from within, using zero aggressive solvents. While the $12 spray merely masks the problem with a loose surface gloss, this cheap alternative interacts with the elastomer itself. One sat on top, the other became part of it. To verify these chemical properties in real-world conditions, two identical passenger tires, both naturally weathered to the exact same faded gray baseline, undergo a head-to-head demonstration. The left sidewall receives a standard application of the popular $12 retail foam. The right is treated with the $1 glycerin and distilled water mixture, using the exact same style of foam applicator pad. Immediately after application, a casual observer would struggle to spot any difference between the two. Both sidewalls appear restored to a deep, dark finish. The real test begins after a 10-minute drive at 40 miles per hour, followed by a standard low-pressure hose rinse. The retail foam fails under the physical stress of centrifugal force. It flings a fine, greasy brown residue onto the vehicle's white fender panel, leaving a patchy, inconsistent shine behind on the rubber. But the glycerin side shows zero sling. Water droplets bead up and roll cleanly off the surface, revealing a deep, uniform satin black that remains completely intact. To ground these visual findings in science, a materials lab technician verified the physical outcomes through a series of controlled tests. Contact angle measurements and solvent exposure checks confirmed that the commercial formula's non-bonding silicone oils remained highly vulnerable to simple weathering, breaking down and transferring easily under stress. The glycerin mixture, however, held its structural bond with the rubber's polar groups, maintaining its hydrophobic barrier even after repeated wash-off cycles. The molecular difference was clear. One sat on top, the other became part of it. I won't oversell it. This simple glycerin mixture is strictly for tires with faded but structurally firm rubber. It cannot cure dry rot, nor can it repair internal structural damage. According to the Rubber Manufacturers Association, any tire showing sidewall cracks deeper than 2 millimeters or damage that allows daylight through the outer layers must be replaced immediately. A professional tire technician inspects the tire carcass, looking past the surface to evaluate the cord stability underneath. No cosmetic liquid can restore integrity to brittle, split rubber. If the underlying structure is compromised, attempting to mask the damage with any shine or dressing creates a serious road hazard. A good-looking sidewall hiding dry rot is worse than an honest, ugly one. A single bottle of glycerin replaces 4 separate detailing products, retailing for up to $25 each. It revives faded black plastic trim, conditions rubber floor mats, and keeps door seals and wiper blades supple to prevent winter freeze shut. To apply, clean the surface first, mix the liquid 1-to-1 with distilled water, and use a foam applicator. Keep it strictly on the sidewall, never on the tread. Avoid 3 common mistakes: applying over dirty rubber, using an overly strong mix that attracts dust, and resorting to cooking oil shortcuts that go rancid and degrade rubber. As detail shop owner Marcus Vance notes, we stopped buying dedicated trim sealants. This simple mix works better and costs pennies. Subscribe for more science-backed car hacks. Before the car care aisle existed, glycerin conditioned rubber and leather for over a century, preserving horse harnesses and rugged boots against dry cracking. Its gentle properties keep it common in modern soap, food, and medicine today. The automotive chemical industry bypassed this traditional conditioner for silicone dressings that degrade rapidly, driving constant repeat consumption. A bottle you reapply weekly is a business. $1 of glycerin is not. The shine isn't the product, the repeat purchase is. Subscribe for more science-backed car hacks. With billions of dollars relying on constant reapplication, the industry's real product isn't protection, it's repeat purchases. True maintenance doesn't require expensive chemistry, just a return to basics. Subscribe for more honest science.